lip looks super red. Anyway, welcome back to another day, week, month, year in the life of a boss. It's your favorite fluffy fashionista, Dr. Coco_Curves. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all of my social media platforms. I'm Dr. Coco_Curves on all of them, of course. And we got the big boy, okay? The one that only come out during the holidays, period. Okay, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all of my social media platforms. Baby, I told y'all, you only need a dab of do you, okay? Unless you want a real housewife, hard face, fresh Botox face, a dab of do you. Make sure y'all shake well. Do y'all know why I say day, week, month, year in the life of boss? Because I realize that I be trying to do so much that my days roll into my weeks, roll into my months, roll into my years. Now this stuff is so good that I only use it in my oiliest spots. And I use a regular, plus it's expensive, a regular primer. Because this is extreme mattifying. When I tell you it is, baby, it is. So I only use this in my hot spots that I know that I get the oiliest in, which is under my eyes, my nose, basically my T-zone, and then my eyebrows. So y'all probably wondering, for fashionista, why woke you up at 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday? And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So my baby been like, Mommy, we have to go out by the water and get some content like we did last year, because she's a mini creator. So she don't say pictures no more, she say content. So I've been saying all week, okay, babe, okay, this weekend, we'll go. My husband, I told y'all yesterday, when the weekend comes, because he works, this is Studio Fix Pro, mattifying. It's not as good as one size beauty, but it's the next best thing. That and the Fenty mattifying. So I either use one of those two, that one or this one, which I'm low on. I use one of the two on the perimeter of my face. Tight, not hard, tight from that one size beauty. Anyway, so I said, okay, babe, okay. We will, this weekend. I told y'all my husband keep me booked and busy on the weekend because he works all week pretty much, day and night. So during the weekend, he be trying to have family time. So we had to sit down and have a little talk like, I know that you be wanting family time, and I love that. You're an amazing father for wanting to play catch up with your daughter, spend time with your family, all of that. But I need for you to check in with me, see how I'm feeling. See, and that's the thing with marriage. Communication is key. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I had to learn that. I had to learn through therapy, through marriage counseling, and that's why if you're not married already, I highly recommend marriage counseling. Absolutely. I highly recommend it because you learn a different way of communicating with your spouse that you realize is not the way you communicate with the world. Because whereas with the world, if something ain't cooking the buttermilk for you, you walk away from it. I ain't got time. Peace. It's not like that with a marriage. You have to get to a point where you ain't just flight. You ready to fight. And that's why I highly recommend it before anybody get married. So, but we did ours after. Some things happened. We weren't communicating. Boom, we in therapy. So, in therapy, one thing we learned, oh, my sponges is all dirty. One thing we learned is communication strategy. And learning that closed mouths don't get fed. And instead of me bottling up, this is one size beauty too. This is their powder. This is their darkest color. And the color Deep Dark, and I love it. It's perfect for my brows. And it even makes for a good finishing powder, honestly. So, like I was saying, through therapy, I have learned not to bottle up and get angry until I explode. That, and in my everyday life with people I love that's not my husband. Say how you feel in the moment. Get that off your chest. Get that off your stomach. Like, a lot of the reason that I be having stomach issues is because I hold on to a lot of stuff. I'm a forgiver but not a forgetter. And that stuff will sit on my stomach. And not even just that, I have the tendency to bottle up till I explode. Now I don't. For the past several years, I just, however I feel, you gonna know. Because I'm not finna keep getting sick for people, okay? So anyway, we had the conversation, and I let him know, and he was very receptive. Basically, to just check in with me before you sign us up for dates, couples dates or play dates in the evenings and stuff. Check in with me because you never know what I got going on now. You and her spending time together outside of me having to go to. I love doing family things. I love getting family content. I love my family. Sometimes I'll be tired, especially because he works more hours, which means that's more time with me, just me and the baby. So, or me and my toddler. And you, as you know, the older toddlers get, the more, especially when they're an only child. And I don't want to hear nothing about, well, I have another baby. No, because that's going to be even more. I'd rather just be the partner in crime that she wants. But the older they get, and your efforts to try to keep them from being computer junkies and tech junkies, pick them on. What here I'm gonna be calling my non-negotiables. Just taking my non-negotiables. So, the older that they get, the more you trying to keep them. I gotta get close. Sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can position y'all now. The more you trying to keep them from becoming tech junkies and glued to the TV, glued to the internet, and all of that stuff. I forgot what we was talking about. Oh, right. We were talking about communication in my marriage. And so I had the conversation with my husband, and I will say that it was very well received. He understood. He, you know, was apologetic, and we agreed that moving forward, that's how we will move. We don't plan, because I don't. I check in first because I know he works a lot of hours, so I check in first. But I needed him to do the same, and so I voiced that, and it was well received. So that's that on that. Communication in a marriage is key, honestly, y'all. Closed mouths don't get fed, and I had to put the same closed mouths don't get fed mentality into my marriage as I do into my career. And so, and that's been working out for me. And I have to put that into my day-to-day life too, regardless of what feelings it hurt and all of that. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you're going to know how I feel so that you can feed me and I can feed you. Okay? Y'all, okay. So when I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to tell y'all about my Dallas trip. Okay? So I had a good time in Dallas. Plans changed. Originally, I wasn't going to take my baby. So I paid that $600 and put her butt on a flight with me. Okay? Baby, this lace, it is back. And I need it to be it. So we got to Dallas Monday night. When we got there, the car was there. Now, first thing I didn't like is that the rental, we got a Turo rental, and they drop it off at the airport. Some of them charge $65, some of them, depending on the car and the person, it could be from $35 to $85, and I think we paid $65. I paid $65 to have our rental at the airport for us when we got there. So I'm going to be using a combination of Too Faced Born This Way matte. This is like my winter color, and then I'm going to be using, it's in the color Tiramisu, and then I'm going to be using 445 from Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. This is soft matte. We get to the airport, and I don't know the airport. I'm not familiar with it. I don't know the airport, and I don't know where the car is. I mean, I know where the car is because he told us where the car was. I don't know my way around Dallas Love Field Airport because that's my first time in Dallas. I've been to Texas before, multiple times before work. So I've never flown into Love Field. I've always worked near the border by Brownsville, Texas, okay? I walked 5 ramps of airport parking with my 5-year-old who likes to ride. A couple of Christmas ago, she got a riding. I got her and my niece some riding luggage so they can ride through the airport and we can pull them or whatever. Problem is, when it's just, that's cute when it's all of us, when it's the family. But when it's just me and her, that's kind of difficult to pull that, make sure she stays on it, and have my luggage. So it was difficult. But I made it happen because I got one of those parent-kid attachments. I'm not calling it no leash because my child ain't no dog. But basically, that's what it was. And I attached it to her and to the, I attached it to her and I attached it to the luggage so that she could sit and ride and I could pull her. I didn't have to worry about her falling off, and I could pull her along and she could get what she wanted and ride instead of having to walk and pull her luggage, okay? Couldn't find the elevator, walked 5 flights, got the car. So that was my critique of the ride, of the Turo. Otherwise, it was nice car, very clean. Like, I have no complaints. I'm clearly going to have to relay this because it's going to keep sliding. But anyway, we're going to do our makeup around it and cover the lace now. And then we'll go back and cover it some more once I adjust the lace. A little backstory. I don't know if I've said this in the last couple of vlogs, but my best friend lost her father. And so she's a daddy's girl. And I know that she's taking that hard. So I wanted to go and just, show her love, and just have her, go and, be in her presence and just let her know that as her best friend that I feel that hurt with her and that I'm sorry. And, I know it's nothing I can do to take that pain away, but I'm here. When you want to cry, when you want to just vent because why your daddy, I'm here. I'm bestie. I love you. And, and not to get into too much, but we had fell out for a second. When I got sick, I kind of just, and when things were happening in my personal life, I tend to isolate. And this time I isolated and I didn't say anything. I just disappeared. And best friend didn't like that. And I don't blame her, And so we stopped talking for a while. But when her dad died, it was like, and I had been wanting to reach out to her for a minute anyway because I had missed her, and just that was the longest that we never have disagreements that we don't bounce back from fast. We're very, strong-minded women, but when it comes to each other, we never have disagreements that take us too long to bounce back from. And so she's the one that I went on the cruise with a couple of years ago. She's the one that I went on to Vegas with a couple of years before that. Like, we don't really have disagreements that it takes us too long to bounce back from. And so this one was one, though. And so we hadn't talked. And then my sister was like, yeah, your bestie's dad died. Did you know that? And I'm like, no, because I haven't talked to her. So I reached out and cried with her and, all of that. And then, of course, I drove to Chicago for the funeral and all of that. But I wanted to go to Dallas just to, embrace her more because my trip to Chicago was 360. I went, support, I'm out because it was it was like a trip that financially I hadn't planned for. And also work-wise, I hadn't scheduled for, planned for, PTO-wise. So it was like a 360. I was also kind of feeling under the weather. Y'all know I have been going through that stuff with my stomach. So I just was in and out. So, but I wanted time with her just to embrace her and love on her. And because losing a parent, God, I can't imagine that pain and that hurt. And, so, and I don't want to, but that's my best friend. And so anyway, my goddaughter is in school in she's getting her cosmetology license in high school. She goes to a vocational school like I did in high school. And so she's getting her cosmetology license. So for my hair appointment, y'all, I have been having them braids in my head since October, okay, since we went to Vegas. So them braids was old. So I needed my hair washed, blown out, ends trimmed, whole thing. So she was supposed to do all of that. So, but she just started a new job. And the person who she works for and works with, I'm not going to say who that person is because whatever is whatever, but they knew I was coming into town. And I feel like there's like this one-sided love-hate relationship towards me that's been going on since the duration of my best friend relationship with my best friend. And like 1 minute I'm cool until I come too close and then to my best friend, and then all of a sudden it's chaos. And so when my baby got off work, she was tired. So that left me to have to take down my own hair, comb wash, all of that. I was exhausted. It wasn't going to happen. I took down my hair and then I messaged the hairstylist and was like, look, can I add a wash and all of that to my appointment? I'm not washed, prepped, or anything. My hair is just down. That's it. So he was like, okay. So that was that. We got in town, hung out. I took my hair down. We kicked it. And then next day I went to my hair appointment. Now, my best friend lives in the suburbs about 30 minutes from Dallas. So, but I had a rental, so it wasn't an issue. So I left my baby with my goddaughter, put some money in my goddaughter's pocket. Not that she asked for money to keep her godsister, but I had already planned on breaking my godbaby out, taking her shopping, all of the things while I was there, because that's my godbaby. That's what I do. So, broke her off, left her sister with her, made my godbaby 17. Like, she not no child, okay? So, and plus, my best friend was there too. She was just, I was just expecting her to be working. So, I go to the hair appointment. I get there half an hour early. I get there, I'm sitting in the car, so I go over to the shop about 10 minutes before my appointment. Come in, he said, okay, I'm gonna come get you from the lobby in a minute. He wasn't there. He came in about 10 minutes after my appointment started through the main door where I was sitting in the lobby entrance. Mind you, the lobby entrance is right by the door. Like, there's a little futon or like one of those benches right there. So it's cold, even because it's early in the morning, so it's cold. So he comes in, let me in, blah, blah, blah. I get in there. The studio building where it's at is nice. But his workspace, messy, not dirty, but messy. and he's prepping his workspace and all of that to do hair. Now, my thing is, this is the difference between going to older stylists versus like these Gen Z hairstylists and even some of these millennial hairstylists, like for real, for real. When my appointment starts, I expect like my older stylists, like my braiders, my African braiders, when I get there, you're prepped. You're prepped and ready to roll because I'm trying to be in and out because hair appointments already take all damn day. That wasn't the case. As he prepping and I'm sitting in the chair and stuff, he cuts his music on. We talk for a second. Now, I'm not here to entertain. I'm here for hair entertainment, if anything. I'm the customer. I'm not finna be tap dancing to keep you entertained and all of that. I'm used to hairstylists getting on their phones and stuff. That's not a problem for me. My issue came in because he got on his phone with no headphones, no nothing. So, and loud and a bit obnoxious and on both ends. And I can hear all of this. I know stuff about people I don't even know, okay? He combing my hair out, and that's another reason why I wanted my godbaby to comb my hair out and all that stuff, is because I don't need the lecture about not taking care of my hair and, you know, leaving my braids in that long and how that's a myth and that don't really work. It actually makes your hair, you know, worse and all that. I didn't need the lecture. It was too early. But I'll let him go and get his lecture out and all of that about properly caring for my hair and all of the things, okay? My thing is this. How you in here lecturing me about hair? I could be lecturing you about time management, sir, because you laid it up. So anyway, let's do some, put a little eyeshadow on while we wait for this concealer to dry a little bit. So he does his little lecture or whatever. I listen because I'm just glad he canceled my appointment because my hair wasn't ready. So when I tell y'all, when he washed my hair and scrubbed it, that stuff felt so good. I will give him that. He's with them tips on, baby. He scrubbed my hair, okay, clean, all of that. So he braids me down and all of that, and he's like, you know, you have such long hair, but if you don't take care of it and stop doing that to it and leave them braids, you know. And my thing is this: look, what you don't know, sir, is that I've been wanting to cut my hair off for over a year. I just haven't found nobody to do it because I'm not doing nothing with all this hair. It's just sitting under a wig, so why keep it? When I can get a low maintenance cut, and when I don't feel like wearing a wig, resort back to that cut. But anyway, you don't know all of that. And so, you know, between when I'm not talking, he on the phone. And he on the phone, and he's one of those people that, like, when people try to get off the phone with him, he's like, no, you know, stay on the phone, keep me company, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got company right here. Like, do my hair. So that was strike one. He asks me to unloosen his bundles. Man, I don't like sitting in the chair of techs who want me to work. Where are your clips? Why am I having to hold hair? Why am I having to hold this piece while you do that piece? Like, no, that's not, I paid too much for this hair, for this quick weave, to have to do any maintenance, any work, assist you in any way besides sitting in this chair and paying. Where are your clips? Where are your rubber bands? Like, what in the world is going on? So, the reason that he wanted me to unbundle my bundles is so that he can stretch out and hang up and get content of his own bundles. And so that he can eat Popeye's chicken and drink Capri Suns and talk on the phone. Strike, where we at? Strike 3? Oh, these miniature strikes compared to what I'm finna tell y'all. And I hope I can still show y'all because it's healed for the most part. Yeah, exactly. And man, he's a celebrity stylist and all of this. And he does never again. I dry and I get out the chair. He starts to do my hair or whatever. And his next client comes in, which it was her appointment time. So she gives him her bundles and he go sit in the lobby. Y'all, I promise y'all, she sat out there for an hour and a half. I was in that chair at least an hour and a half longer. I was so glad that I booked the first slot in the morning, which ain't none of my business, but is my business because I mean, everything goes my business because he was lousy on the phone with no earphones in on all his conversations. So, oh, and not to mention, he said it to me. He was talking to me and to his best friend or friend on the phone, but basically she bought curly bundles. And he like, why the fuck would you bring curly bundles and then you talking about you want them bone straight? I'm not straightening out these bundles bone straight. Like, that's gonna take forever. I'm not doing it. Like, why would you buy this hair? Which, on one hand, I get, like, why would you buy curly bundles unless the curly bundles was cheaper? You know, it's like, pay for what you know, can afford. But he was going off about how he wasn't doing that, and that if you do that, it's gonna take, you gotta go bundle by bundle, and that he wasn't doing it. So he jabbing, and my thing is, if you were out, and that he was gonna convince her to get a flip over a curly hair method. And my thing is, if somebody make an appointment for a hairstyle, you can't convince them to change the hairstyle. But and also, if you an hour and a half late to start my hair appointment, that's the least you can do. Is y'all saw how that, look at this compared to this side, how that just slimmed my face out. That's crazy how contour work. And so that's the least you can do, is do my my hair, straighten my hair. You know, it's a little bit of an inconvenience for you, but I'm sitting in this little ass lobby an hour and a half, because it ain't no big lobby, and like I said, it's by the door and it's cold. But she stayed. I know she stayed, because as she was coming out, as I was coming out, I saw her, so I knew she stayed. Time to cut the lace off, y'all. He cut it. And we not talking no Nick, baby. We not talking no nail shop Nick, no, baby. He cut me and lifted skin like I'm chocolate. He lifted, and you know why he cut me? Because he was on the phone. Because he was on the phone the whole damn appointment. I got there at 10:25. My appointment was 2 hours and 15 minutes on the agenda. That means I should have been out by 12:15. If you add in the fact that I didn't come prepped, because that's a whole nother thing with these motherfuckers want you to come wash prepped and all that. Like, and they said Arrogant Tay was online talking about the hairstylist who wants you to come all like that, and that's included in his service. Well, sir, you charge $1,300. So right message, wrong messenger. Okay, your service better include a wash and blow. So his service included a braid down, but you had to come wash, dry, and blown out. And as somebody who don't blow dry their hair regularly, I was not gonna be blown out anyway, to his liking, because when he showed me how he wanted me to come blown out, it wasn't gonna get that. It wasn't never gonna get that. So if you add an hour for the fact that he had to comb through my hair and then wash it and stuff, I'll give that. So we looking at 1:30. Baby, I didn't leave till 3:30. I didn't leave till 3:30, because in between time he was recording content. And also, when you're on the phone, when you're taking care of business, just like now, I'm moving slower because I'm talking to y'all. But if I was just sitting here regular working and getting this done, I'd be done by now. And so, like, sir, cut your music on, plug into your favorite album, and vibe out and do your fucking job. Like, so he cut me with the straight razor. Mind you, this ain't no dull straight razor, okay? This is a fresh, brand new out the pack, which of course I love, because it's like, don't be using nobody dirty straight razors on me. So, but this is a brand new straight razor, y'all. The man's cut me right here, right about right there, I would say, cut me. And it was to the point where it was bleeding bad, y'all. It was bleeding bad. It freaked me out how bad it was bleeding. And he's still on the phone. And he, oh my God, I can't believe I just cut, girl, I just cut my client. Oh my God, I can't believe I just cut my client. But the reason you cut me is because you're on the phone. And you still on the phone. And you still on the phone. Once he cut me, your tip was off the table. I was gonna tip him really good, because he agreed to fit my wash and blow dry in. Mind you, that cost me an extra $100. That wash and blow and trim cost me an extra $100. Luckily, I was gonna give the $100 to my god baby anyway, but I was giving her $100 because that's my god baby. Like, I wasn't expecting to pay more than $60. So anyway, but I was still gonna tip him regardless of how much he charged for. I was still gonna tip him. This is CoverGirl Clean Fresh. I've had this for years, y'all, and I'm just using this to set my face. And so cut me real bad, and on the phone now I'm bleeding. So he's still trying to work around the fact that I'm bleeding. So he goes and he gets me a small band-aid, and he puts it, it's like a flesh tone band-aid or whatever, and it wasn't even a flesh tone band-aid, let me stop lying. It was like a round band-aid though, and because the nick was probably like this big. It wasn't like that big. It wasn't a big nick, but it's my face. It don't take a big nick, especially when you cut 3 layers. Like, you cut into my skin to the point it was pink, and I'm dark skinned. So anyway, he, oh my God, are you gonna, don't tell nobody I cut you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You gonna tell somebody I cut you? Like, not if you get off the fucking phone and finish my hair. Like, we could call a spade a spade. So at that point, the tip was gone. The tip was gone. It was already bare. It was on this last leg. So at this point, it's gone. I'm cool, trying to stay cool, calm, collected, because if we was in Chicago, I would have spazzed and got the fuck up out that seat and left. Fuck you, fuck your tip, all of that. But I'm in Dallas. I don't know these people. I don't know this area. I don't know these people. His cousins could be in the shop right next door to his, and they could try to jump me for trying to walk out. So I'm just trying to hurry up at this point and get the fuck up out of there, right? So after he nicks me, after he cuts me, you would think he would get off the phone. No. He still stays on the phone the whole time. Then, y'all, why he sprayed hairspray on top of the cut? You can't make this up. And he a celebrity stylist. I hate that these new stylists, they had a regular clientele who they white glove. And I know they do because I was somebody's white glove client. So I know that they do. And I see how they do people who not their white glove client. And that's exactly why I don't go get my hair done. That's exactly why I don't get my hair done unless I'm getting it cut off or it's braids. Because you're not going to half-ass me because what you don't know is I told him that I travel from Chicago. But what you don't know is I will travel again. If the work is that good, I will catch a red eye out here every time I want my hair done. I got a birthday coming up, all kind of stuff. He finishes my hair. My hair is beautiful. I'll insert a video of what my hair turned out. I love my hair. But was it worth getting cut and all of that SHIT and having to go through all of that to look nice? No, it was not. It was not. I had already traveled 30 minutes from where I was staying for the appointment. And so to then get cut and then to carelessly get cut on top of that, like, ugh. And y'all wonder why people be online dragging y'all. And again, this is a celebrity stylist. So altogether, my hair was $360. No, $260. Because it was 185. No, altogether my hair was $285. Because it was so $300 basically. It was one for a quick weave, man. Then you cut me and then proceed to talk shit about my bundles. Talking about my bundles was melted. I got some bundles from the doula. Now, I will say, what I paid for these bundles, they ain't the best bundles. Nope. And what I paid for them ain't giving what the quality, because they shedding a lot. But how dare you? Like, where's your decorum? How dare you talk about my bundles like you ain't just sit up here and cut me? If anything, you should be, however, talking about don't buy these bundles no more, because next time I come will be never, because they melting on my curling iron. So cut your fucking curling irons down. You think I care that these bundles is not the best quality after you just cut me? You know what I care about? So when he sprayed me with the hairspray, I screamed loud because I wanted him to know, you fucking up. You fucking up. I really don't even know what else to say. Like, and this is the last time I'm for the rest of the day, me, my god baby, my baby, and my bestie, we went back. I went back to this 30 minutes to the suburbs to get them, and then we came back to Dallas because it's a Dallas shoe store, shoe street. I'm gonna put it. It's a Texas shoe store that all the shoes be like $12.99. And going, I realized, me and my best friend realized that it was a stripper equipment store, but it's also a shoe store. They didn't have a large variety of kids shoes, but they did have a nice selection of shoes. Now, the only thing that I was sad about is that a lot of the 11s was gone, which is normally, like, that's always my experience. Because I have a big foot, a lot of times my size is always sold out. But I did get some cute sandals. I got her some Air Hardy jogging suits and a couple of pair of shoes. After we finish at the shoe store, we go to a popular seafood restaurant. They cool. The greeter was nice and all of that, baby. A roach came out while we were sitting waiting for our food. A nice size one too. My god baby noticed it first. Then I noticed La Cucaracha. Okay, so when we told them, they basically just apologized and moved on with their life. Like, okay, but to some ethnicities, seeing a La Cucaracha in a restaurant or where they eating don't really bother them. Because I remember going to Golden Corral in the suburbs of Chicago, in the south suburbs, and a big La Cucaracha went crawling up the wall. And I was like, oh no, I want my money back, we gotta go. And when I screeched out about it, the people next to me who were of Caucasian ethnicity or race or whatever, they was like, oh, it's just a little La Cucaracha, and took their shoe and swatted it down and went on about their Golden Corral way. I'm an African-American woman. In our culture, if you got like cucarachas, you're dirty. That's a sign of filth. That's a sign that you're not keeping a clean house. That's a sign that you're unsanitary. And so, but I've also seen other ethnicities not be bothered by it. So, and they were. The restaurant people, they just apologized and, you know, we left. Went back to my sister's house. We hung out, drank a little, chilled out on the back porch. She has a very nice home, live in a very nice neighborhood. And the view is of her. They got like a cookout area and stuff, but it's like trees and all of that. So it was very welcoming to sit on. I think I've said this before in my vlog. Traveling has become something that is I guess a symbol of wealth. But when you've traveled since your teens, to you, it's just, that's all it is. It's travel. And so, whereas people are getting into their travel bag, I done already been there, done that. I'm working on my second passport, okay? I'll just put it like that. And that's not to brag or anything, but it's the truth. And so, but my mom, I think I've told y'all this one, my mom always warned me about that. You do everything now. When you older, it ain't gonna be nothing left for you to do and you're gonna get bored with life. So slow down. But I've always been on this high-speed chase of life. And so, and now I'm starting to see like the things that are important to people now and, you know, are staples of success now, don't faze me because I've already done them. Like I said, I've been traveling since grammar school, you know, and you got some people, you know, black, white, all races, whose families travel with them a lot. I didn't travel much. I traveled some with my family, but most of my traveling I did was because of organizations and programs and stuff that I was in. The next day, my godbaby took my daughter to the mall. And yes, I let my 17-year-old godbaby take my 5-year-old to the mall. Why? Because I was probably a freshman in high school the first time I took my 5-year-old cousin to the mall with me. My godbaby is responsible. My godbaby, she's a good girl. She has a good head on her shoulders. She's not easily influenced. Never has been. And so I trusted her. Man, I was shitting bricks the whole time. I was. And I even offered her, like, look, you want to take the little, you know, thing so y'all, you don't have to worry about it. I said, she not a runner. My baby is a good baby. Y'all already know I don't play that with my baby. That running off and getting lost. No, I don't play that. And so between my baby being a good baby and my godbaby being a good baby, and you know how I feel, how I told y'all I feel when people compliment me on being a good mother or how good my baby was. Even the man on the airplane was like, yo, baby, you have a good daughter. Like, kids get on these planes and cut up, and your baby's so respectful. She's so polite. And I told her I get that a lot. My baby is a good girl. And so, but she had her sneaky ways like mama. But for the most part, she's a good girl. She listens. She got a little bit of an attitude like her mama. But she a good girl. She listen. You know, she not one of those tantrum throwing in public kids. No, that's not my baby. So I knew that they would be okay. And they lifted. So, and we watched the lift, picked them up and dropped them off and everything. And I checked in with them every like 30 minutes. And they had a good time. And I was glad. And that gave me a moment to just sit and talk to my sis. And we had morning mimosas. And because I had bought some bottles over. And she had got some bottles. And we was just having mimosas. And you know, hanging out, just the girls. And it gave us some alone time to talk and all of that. And so, but my godbaby had to go to work. And so, she brought my baby home. And me, my baby, and my best friend, we went to the perfume store. Insert the name of the perfume store. It's a very popular Arabic perfume store. But they sell more than Arabic fragrances. But very popular perfume store in Dallas. So, off of Oak Cliff, or in Oak Cliff. And they was real nice to us. They was, because I had found out about them through Platinum D. Oh, these nice and subtle. And they was very nice to us, very polite to us. No issues, no issues. I spent a good $400, but that was one of the main reasons. I spent like $300 in the shoe store. I would have spent more in the shoe store, at least $400, but they ain't have my size in a lot of the shoes I like. But that perfume store, baby, I bought every perfume that I thought smelled good. I'm putting it to you like that. I bought some perfume for my best friend, and I bought some perfume for my sister. So I blew a bag in there, and I got a lot of good perfume that I'm gonna do a breakdown and show y'all maybe later on today after I take my nap, cause we taking my baby to the Barbie breakfast after this, and so we got a morning planned already. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this upstairs and this because I need to fix this lace and melt it back down and stuff. And so, anyway, we did some shopping, and then we went to this. I had been wanting to try a Dallas daiquiri bar because I always hear good things. So my sis took us to one that was kid friendly. They had like a little play area for the kids and all of that, and you know, different stuff happened, and you could tell that I'm still like, my baby. Let me make sure she okay. Let me make sure, and she be living her best life, and I'm the one that's always on 10. So because, you know. And also, I just don't be wanting to put a lot on my godbaby to feel like she obligated to play with her little sister and keep her little sister entertained. But my godbaby loved it. My godbaby was just as happy to see my baby as my baby was to see my godbaby, and as I was to see my godbaby, and my godbaby got a dog, and my baby fell in love with her dog, and it was her, my godbaby, and that dog, Nala, all weekend. My baby loved Nala. My baby loved my godbaby, and all in all, I would probably get a trip a 7 out of 10. Just because of the little hiccups that I mentioned. But having that quality time to spend with my best friend is 10 out of 10. So that's my Dallas trip. And I will show y'all the shoes and stuff that I got when I come back. Because right now I got to wake my baby up because she got to go wash her face, brush her teeth, and get dressed. I'm checking back in with y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed that little story time. Laters.